Ahoy, ahoy, welcome to a brand new edition of the Ramble on Reactions. Sitting with me as always is Dan the Salmon Knight.
Sitting right over there is clever Eric Muller.
And over to our right, or left, depending on how you're looking at this, is our champion, our Ramble on champion, Rumble champion, Nate Cuddler, writer extraordinaire Zoebl.
Hey everybody.
No, you can't forget about it.
No,
now, this review is going to be more than meets the eye because these two lucky gentlemen got to see Transformers the last night. And then, again, I appreciate you switching out seeing Baby Driver with me because I was all set to see Transformers. You're like, no, I'll watch it. You watch Baby Driver, Eric. And thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you better thanks, buddy. I mean, you owe me so much.
So jumping on that grenade.
Well, I have to first.
Not only did he jump on the grenade, he caressed it.
It's blown to shit. First off, big shout out thanks to Jason Tossevin for letting me see this movie because I'm really happy I didn't pay for it.
And this is your first Transformers movie you've seen.
This is my first
theaters,
in
right?
the theaters. I have seen, and I will say this: I've seen 1 through 3. And again, I'll send another shout out to Riff Tracks because they make the movies much more enjoyable.
I'm sure of that.
And so, yeah, Transformers 5, where Mark Wahlberg...
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Transformers last night.
Mark Wahlberg playing the noble character of Cade Yeager.
He's a scientist.
He's an inventor. He's an inventor.
An inventor.
Patents are pending. Hi guys, I'm an inventor. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming up.
I'm an inventor. My name is Cade.
Patents are
I'm
pending.
from Texas.
Okay.
I'm totally a Texas boy.
I'm from Texas. I got a daughter. We don't see her. She's in the last movie.
It's a post-apocalyptic world, but she's going to college because she needs to learn. It's a difficult job market out there, even with robots fighting.
So,
wow, this movie sounds better and better.
These are all of things that actually happen in the movie. But to tell you a little bit about the plot,
there's a plot?
There's a plot.
There's a MacGuffin.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
There's 2 MacGuffins.
So the MacGuffin, it happens in the beginning of the film, and then it's hidden on Earth somewhere. And so then we have to go find the MacGuffin, because the bad guys want to use it to destroy the Earth. And then we have to stop them from using said MacGuffin to destroy the Earth. And now,
so it's like the other Transformers.
Riddle me this, which Transformers did I just describe?
Oh, by the way, this also has hidden conspiracies and secret societies.
All told to you by Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
So yeah, that's more or less the plot, and that's about it. This, I guess we'll start with positives because that's a good thing to do.
Positives. I mean, it's a
positive.
It's a good-looking movie.
Yes.
Like the cinematography.
The cinematography and to a point.
Well,
the CGI,
to a point. Yeah.
The CGI and the special effects are good to a point. And I was actually thinking, man, this movie would be kind of enjoyable if you weren't watching it with the sound. And then you get this really weird thing where they change aspect ratios mid-scene. Yeah. It's not even like a full sequence. Like, if it was an action sequence that's like full IMAX, cool, I like that. And then it goes back to cinematic. That would be cool. But
like
no.
They did with The Dark Knight.
Like they did with The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. But no, it's like, hey, we're going to talk to this guy. Here's what it's going to look like. Oh, hey, we're going to talk to this guy. Suddenly it's going to be wider. And you're like, what just happened? Am I watching the same film?
It changes shot to shot. It's amazing. And it goes through 3 aspect ratio changes, which is like, why are you filming it in 3 different aspect ratios? And then you're like, well, okay, they're filming in IMAX because you want to get like the good stuff as big as you can. But they film things in IMAX that you're like, why do I need that? Like conversations indoors. Like, oh yeah, I really want to see the books on the bookshelf.
And I can read all the titles if I zoom in.
Why is this necessary?
So yeah, even the positive we have is a negative.
With a caveat.
With a caveat. And it's ironic because I know the projectionist, Rachel, from the Gateway where I saw this, and
Gateway Film Center, more than meets the eye.
Exactly. And she shared, she actually got a disclaimer, and I'll put a link to it in the video, or put a picture of it, where it has a disclaimer saying, Transformers The Dark Knight aspect ratio shifts during the movie. There's nothing wrong with your equipment. This is the filmmaker's intention. And I'm like...
Wow, Michael Bay, good job.
Why? Yeah, because it's like, so... That was
so you're going over
it's distracting.
Okay, so you went over the positives of this film.
Singular.
Let's go ahead and go over some of the negatives.
Oh God!
Besides Mark Wahlberg, the inventor.
Actually, he's not bad. He's fun to watch.
He kind of gives up like a third of the way through, but he's still
just like the audience.
Yeah,
that's more like a tenth of the way through.
That's in the prologue.
Yeah. As soon as I saw Stanley Tucci, like I gave up.
Drunk Stanley Tucci, which by the way, who plays Merlin in this. He was in the 4th movie as a different character.
Yeah, in the jokes, it's bad, hacky Michael Bay jokes that he's trying to come across, and it's just, I saw that and I'm like, oh god. Like,
so this is where Stanley Tucci's career dies.
I mean, I hope not, because I like me some Stanley Tucci.
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
He'll recover.
That's a good point that I wanted to bring up, is characters are introduced and then left at random, where it's like, oh, here's 20 minutes of this cool, independent, like, young girl, and then she disappears for like a good half of the movie, and then we bring her back into the last climax of the movie where she has one thing. She has one thing to do. Yeah, so I'm here and I'm on the plane to go to the final climactic battle. Why are you here and why aren't we getting you off this plane? Because I'm necessary?
And she's got a cute robot sidekick, because there's like about 4 of them in this movie, including Anthony Hopkins, robot butler ninja, which makes
crazy robot butler ninja.
He becomes like belligerent and drunk halfway through.
He beats Mark Wahlberg kind of perpetually.
He's like, you're on my shit list, and he's like saying all the. It's almost like he's acting out to try and look cool to the cool kids. And
the
like,
dialogue.
What does that mean?
Tell us how you describe the dialogue in this movie, because I think you had a good thing in your review.
I don't remember.
It's a week-long cocaine bender.
Oh, well, that's not even just the dialogue, just the plotting itself.
Yeah.
It feels like the writers, which, by the way, this is the first in the supposed expanded Transformers universe where they had a writer's room.
Yes.
And they wanted to think about
like a brain trust.
Story. Yes, a brain trust.
Yes. Do you actually have a writer's room for this?
We talked about it, remember? They got together a whole bunch, like, I think even Steven DeKnight was part of this, where it's like they got a whole bunch of people in a room and they're like, how do we fix Transformers?
How do we make it bigger?
And this is what they came up with.
It feels like they spent like a weekend cocaine bender and came up with an impenetrable, incomprehensible plot that just keeps running into each other. It's all just yelling and movement. That's all it is.
It's nothing different. This literally, I felt like I've seen the same movie like 3 times now. Like, there was nothing new, nothing exciting about this film. And by the end, I'm just like, I'm kind of waiting for it to end, and I'm like, the visual spectacle doesn't even impress me anymore.
Oh, it's so deadening. I was waiting for, it was like an hour and a half in, and I was like, well, there's still another goddamn hour of this.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I will say, I was happy to see Tony Hale. He's kind of the dick scientist. He doesn't have a lot to do.
Totally a dick too.
I
listen to me with my science and not your magic things.
Which
gotta
is
listen to science.
That's the line he has.
Okay, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up with the whole science thing. So, Dan, Nate, let's go ahead and grade this film, if you can call it a film.
I'll give it a D-. I would say it's just barely a thing. Because the CGI is good. That's what I remember when we talked about Resurgence last year. I think I gave it a D+ for the same reason. But this movie is worse than Independence Day Resurgence.
Wow.
I would rather see Independence Day Resurgence 100 times before this again.
Currently on HBO.
I'm not a hater of this franchise. I'm not a hater of Michael Bay. But
you hate this film.
Oh, this movie is goddamn awful. It's at least a D, if not worse.
I went worse. And I will say I saw the first day box office takes, and it is tracking way lower.
Good job, America.
Transformers 4 debuted, I think it brought in 40 million opening day. This one brought in 15. So if this trend continues in America, it will not. It may turn into Fast and the Furious, where it's like it kind of goes down in America, and then it just the foreign just skyrockets it. So.
All right, and Nate, like we did with the last video, we'll go ahead and include a link to your review.
Thank you, gents.
And as always, thank you for listening. Sitting right next to me is Dan, the Salmon Nye.
That's clever Eric Muller sitting right over there.
That's our Ramble on Rumble's champion, Nate, the writer cuddler extraordinaire. And as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you like Transformers, please let us know. We want to talk to the one person in America. And why, always important. So, as always, Anchor's Way, Ramble on.
Ahoy, ahoy.